In December 2017, HRL Laboratories will celebrate its 20th anniversary as a limited liability company. Formerly part of the Hughes aircraft empire, HRL emerged as a world-class independent research and development facility.
So in 1997, the big change, of course, was that Hughes sold their defense business to Raytheon. Also, at the same time, Texas Instruments sold their defense business to Raytheon. And so this was this big, I think, triple play.
Triple play. And we went from being the primary research lab for Hughes Aircraft to actually an independent entity. We were HRL LLC, but we were still a research lab.
There have been some really big macro trends in technology, Moore's Law probably being the most well-known and most pronounced. We went from 1997 having about 5 million transistors or so on a chip to today, about 10 billion. The dramatic change in that landscape and the scale of the semiconductor industry has been tremendous. And for HRL to be relevant in the semiconductor industry throughout that 20 years, to me, is kind of remarkable. To me, the big technology successes over the last 20 years, certainly architected materials got to be one of the really noteworthy things. And then gallium nitride technology.
Yeah, well, I actually think heterogeneous integration. Actually, when I look at what is the foundation of many of our sensor programs or implementation programs, it's actually, even IR, it's actually heterogeneous integration. Mm-hmm. It's kind of the unsung hero because it's a process thing. It doesn't come out as the actual product, but it underlies a lot of what we do. Mm-hmm. The LiDAR programs, the IR programs, even the MEMS programs use it. So I actually think that was one of our more successful ones.
Right. I do think in that area we can take credit for having foreseen that it would become important. We knew we were strong in compound semiconductors, but we also knew that silicon CMOS, Moore's Law, was coming, and that it would become more and more important to integrate the two together if we were to retain the advantages that we had technologically with compound semiconductors.
Well, and the information age has taken off in the last 20 years, right? Yeah. Quite a bit, which, again, the rise of ISSL and the programs that we do there, but our differentiator is we still are well connected to our hardware base, and that's been a very powerful discriminator for HRL. Not that we just have the algorithms, but algorithms that work very well with custom hardware. The collaboration and the intersections of all these capabilities that we've nurtured individually in laboratories up till now are now coming together to make some really powerful systems that can now be productized too.
So much more capable now of doing large-scale projects that sort of result in a subsystem prototype, and soon we'll be doing more and more of that as we make these investments. Mm-hmm. Our vision is to become a real subsystem developer, supplier, and for our customers, for our owners. I think it also plays well with our owners because they're really system integrators, and we want to develop for them subsystems, not just components. So if you think about many of our peers in 1997, you had places like Bell Labs and IBM and Yorktown and Xerox, and a lot of those places have disappeared over that 20-year time frame. And I think the thing for us is really managed to recognize that R&D is a changing landscape, and we have to change with it. And I think one great thing about HRL, we're small enough, and even though we have our cultural biases, we ultimately are able to implement these changes, and that's a good thing for our growth. I think it enables our staff to sort of feel some level of assurance that we'll be here for quite a while.
HRL's rich history is a significant inspiration to continue to achieve the impossible.
So I always enjoy talking to outside groups about HRL, and it's actually a very easy conversation to have because we have a reputation, a well-earned reputation, for being among the very best in the world in our chosen core competencies. And that reputation is well-earned. How do we know that we're among the best in the world? One of the key reasons is that we continue to attract the very best young talent in those areas. They see HRL as a destination. We're usually their first choice. When I talk to these outside groups and talk about HRL, it's really a lot of fun. When you ask what our strengths are, it has to be the people who work here. The ability to continue to attract these people is critical to our future, but also a measure of our success. It's hard to look at a piece of electronics, a piece of radio gear, a laser, for example, or some of the more innovative materials technologies that have been developed over time, and not see HRL's fingerprints somewhere on there. So the past 20 years of HRL innovation has had a significant impact on our customers and on the world. I see no reason to believe that the next 20 years won't be at least as significant.
HRL Laboratories remains a special place where the experience of its veteran researchers combines with the fresh ideas of today's world-leading young scientists. Built on 20 years of technology breakthroughs and world records, HRL continues its mission of innovation with a purpose. For more information, visit us online at hrl.com.